What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We got a Path of Exile 2 update right from the game director, Jonathan Rogers at Grinding Gear Games for the patch 0.1.1 preview. I cannot wait to see what they have in store, what changes, and hopefully the community is satisfied. Let's take a look at the video.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, game director on Path of Exile 2.
Hello, sir.
Well, we're back from our break. We've been playing the game a whole lot, and we've been reading a whole lot of feedback as well. So it's time to assess and work out what we're going to do next.
All right, let's see what they got in
Now,
store for us.
later this week, we'll be releasing PoE2 0.1.1. This is a patch designed to address the concerns that we can address relatively quickly, without needing to create a new league or a new economy just yet.
No economy
In this video, we'll be
reset.
going over
Okay.
some of the issues we've identified, and what we're planning on doing about them. It's worth stressing that just because a specific issue isn't on this list doesn't mean that we're not aware of it or that it isn't going to get addressed.
Good.
It just means that we either can't fix the problem quickly or we can't do so without the need for a new economy.
Okay.
One of the major areas that needs a lot of attention.
So there is an economy reset coming at some point in the closed beta. Yeah, I was hoping it wouldn't be fast, and it doesn't sound like it will be, so I'm curious when that will actually happen.
Is the base experience of mapping. We've made a lot of changes here.
Great, good to know.
First, in-game maps have received a balance pass to the number of monsters, number of chests, number of magical rare monsters, number of essences, strongboxes, and precursor artifacts.
You'll
You
love
should
to hear
generally
it.
find maps more rewarding than before.
Oh,
Maps
good.
generally
Okay.
specialize in one or more of these elements that they will be particularly rewarding in. Now, towers are a thing that's very important for players to run often, but we only had one of them. We wanted to add more variety here as soon as possible, so we've added 4 more tower maps.
4 more.
Alpine Ridge, Sinking Spire, Bluff,
Okay.
and Mesa.
Awesome. Okay.
We've also redone the existing Lost Towers map to make playing there less boring.
Okay.
We're now also spawning
they just came out and said that it was boring. Interesting. Okay, well, hey, let's see what they got in store for us then.
more maps with bosses. The rate was intended to be 1 in 4 maps, but in
Good.
reality the rate was much lower due to some maps being unable to spawn bosses.
Ah,
We've
okay.
increased the rate to compensate for this issue so that we can get the actually intended rate.
Good. Boss fights are so much fun in Path of Exile 2. I've heard so many people talk about how they love the boss fights, and they were just disappointed that there weren't a lot in the end game.
We're also adding a new type of tablet that allows you to add bosses to your maps with its own mod pool.
Wait, hold on a second. Awesome, okay.
We're also adding a new type of tablet that allows you to add bosses to your maps with its own mod pool.
Sweet.
Strongboxes also needed some love. They now spawn monsters faster, have a less annoying fog effect, and have also received changes to the timings and effects of the mods on them.
Good. Really like
Now,
that change.
let's talk about visibility of effects. Many maps had too much clutter, preventing effects on the ground from rendering.
Yeah, this
causing
is
you
one of
to
my
be unable to
complaints.
see and dodge them. We've both changed the level of clutter on some maps and changed some effects to make sure that they are always visible.
Good. Okay.
In addition,
Great change.
elemental explosion effects have had visibility improved. Stick around for longer before they explode, and disappear without exploding if a rare monster dies.
Oh, great. Okay.
Volatile plants are also way easier to see before they explode.
Great.
Now, we've also increased the zoom level on the Atlas,
Oh,
gonna
nice.
pass on various terrain collision issues in many maps. We've also improved the load times of opening the world map and Atlas.
Oh man, thank God. This was one of my major complaints. It just took so long. You accidentally hit the map button and it would take forever to load sometimes. It was really annoying. I really like how far you can zoom out now on the Atlas map. This is awesome.
Panel. And we also now show the biome of a map on the hover for it. For
Oh,
other
sweet.
in-game
Okay.
content systems,
Nice little,
we're focusing on
addition.
getting all the rewards in line with what they should be.
Yep.
For Delirium, we recently fixed a bug which caused Delirium monsters to just not spawn after the starting part. And we've also
okay.
buffed the rate of simulacrums dropping by 20% to make it more
20.
in line with the rate of finding the expedition and ritual bosses.
Okay.
For Ritual, we've made omens now appear in the Ritual Tribute window 60% more often.
Oh, great.
For Expedition, we've
60%.
improved the rarity from the shops, but we'll be wanting to make some more substantial changes to the rewards for this league later on.
Oh, okay.
Now, one of the major concerns that
Nice.
we're often seeing is that getting to play Pinnacle content just takes too long, and that when you do finally
Yeah.
get there, you only get one attempt and don't get a chance to learn the boss. In order to address these concerns, we're making the following changes. First, We're making the Citadel spawn closer to the center of the Atlas, and we've also added an effect so you can see them in the fog of war from further away. This makes them much easier to find.
Oh, that's
to address
so
the
much
problem
better.
of only having one attempt, on the Arbiter of Ash you will now get up to 6 respawn attempts.
6?
Respawns can only be triggered by the person who put in the keys, and everyone on your party will be respawned at the same time.
Wow.
Leaving the map still forfeits your attempt, so you'll still need to fight the boss with the build you walked into the map with. Higher difficulties of the boss will lower the number of respawn attempts you get.
Oh,
But you should know the mechanics of the fight by then, right?
I really like that, yeah. And he's right. You should know the mechanics by that point. That's I really like this change. Yeah. Let everybody get a chance, and yeah, I like this change, yeah.
Now, we'll also be adding respawns to other Pinnacle content as well over time.
Good stuff.
Another thing that players have noticed is that there are less keys from Faradin Citadels on the market, and thought that it was because the Citadel spawns less often. It turns out though that this is just because the boss kills players more often than the others. We made a few changes to that boss to bring it in line with the other bosses. A lot of people have reported that many of our unique items are feeling underwhelming. Uniques are often designed to be build enabling at high levels, even if they're low level uniques. But we realized that we do need to make sure that more uniques feel powerful when you first get them at low levels too. In this patch we are buffing a lot of uniques.
Wow. Really? Okay. Wow, okay. You got elemental resistances. Yeah, just across the board. These are so much better.
We're also changing a few other things to make finding rares better at higher levels too. First, we're changing mod weightings a bit to make sure that there are less bad mods. Another fix is making high tier items no longer cull the highest tier modifier of a given mod type. This bug caused bows and crossbows to not spawn with attack speed at tier 5 rarity, and rings to not spawn with life at tier 5 rarity.
Oh, okay.
Another change we're making is to make it so that socketables such as runes can now be overwritten with another socketable.
Oh, a W change. Yes, finally. Okay. I'm sure everyone's been in a situation where you've added some resistances to a piece of gear because you just needed it at that time. Then you get a couple more pieces of gear and you just don't need that resistance anymore, and it's just overcapping you, but you could really use it on something else. Now we can. That is great. Perfect.
As we continue to play, we still find many balance anomalies with specific monsters or bosses that can be nasty if you encounter them. This patch contains a pass adjusting a large number of those monsters and bosses. We'll save the full list for the patch notes, but there are a significant number of changes here that should address many cases where monsters or bosses felt too hard in certain circumstances.
Okay.
Here are a few examples to get a taste of what kind of changes you can expect. The Silverfist Commander roll now does a lot less damage.
Okay. This guy was a pain.
Plague Bearer's Detonate Dead can no longer be used from off screen and has better telegraphing.
Oh, great.
Forsaken Miners throw less grenades, have improved visuals, and deal less damage.
Okay.
And Lost Men Zealots can no longer meteor you from off screen either, as well as many other changes just like those. One of the big issues for players on consoles is that the web-based item filter system is currently not working.
Item filters on consoles. I've heard you guys in the comments. Everybody has been complaining about this. Anybody that's gotten to endgame has been complaining about this on console. Much welcome change for sure. Congrats, people on console.
This means that they can't use item filters like the PC users can. For 0.1.1, we'll be enabling the same system that PoE1 has, which allows you to subscribe to item filters on the website.
Great.
For now, this will be done on the PoE1 website to allow us to get this feature out as fast as possible.
Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, you guys will have to go to the Path of Exile 1 website. So not pathofexile2.com, but pathofexile.com.
Later on, we'll improve the user experience of this and put it on the Path of Exile 2 website. This patch...
I love this. They're pushing out changes regardless of those little things. They just want players to have a better experience, and it'll be better streamlined later, but just to get it out and into your hands, because who knows when the next patch will be after this. I'm sure, you know, well, actually, what he said at the beginning of the video, some changes take longer than others. They might not have gotten enough time to actually get to some more changes, but just to get some stuff out, keep people playing, I really like this.
Which also contains a bunch of other smaller changes and bug fixes that I'm sure you guys will appreciate. Like buffing armor and scavenged plating.
There we go.
Showing the number of uses left in your
armor really needed a change. I'm gonna move my webcam here because looks like there's an update on the bottom here. Oh, charm update? Okay, hold on a sec. I'll go back. Give me a sec.
Charms, buffing armor and scavenged plating.
Okay.
Showing the number of uses left in your charms, as well as an effect when they trigger.
Oh, great.
The song.
Oh, I really like that change. Yeah, I was asking for this right from the get-go. I think it was like the first time I picked up a charm because I was like, I don't even know when this is being used. But yeah, I really like that.
Of the exiles.
Fixing the music that Una was supposed to play in town.
Oh, dude, I'm not crazy. You know what, chat? It is the little things. I was locked into that moment. I was like, I want to hear some music. I'm a guitar player. Yeah, I wanted to hear some music, man. I wanted to hear her hit the strings. This is awesome. I'm now going to pay more attention when I roll my next character.
And the music that Una was supposed to play in town.
Perfect. Yeah, we got to hear the full
Plenty of
song.
other little fixes and improvements throughout the game. Now, we have a huge amount of much more meta-shifting changes that we know we want to make. And one of the best things about having the game in early access with the endgame is that we now have a much better idea of where we want character power to be and what the balance of bosses and monsters should be relative to that. But those types of changes are going to have to wait until we are ready to make a new league with a new economy for people to play in.
Okay.
It's still a little while away yet, but in the meantime, we'll be continuing to identify things that are causing frustration and try and address them. I want to thank you guys for playing and hope to be doing more of these in the future. Later.
Wow. This is awesome. This is perfect. We were all in the dark about what was going to happen with Path of Exile. The holiday break obviously delays things. I've never been a fan of releasing games from November into December. I don't like game releases there. I feel like when games get released, they can pump out a patch real quick, but then there is like a month break after that because the holidays and everyone catching back up and then putting stuff together. It takes too long. We've seen this in other games. I've complained about it in the past before. I just don't like Q4 releases. And luckily, this game hasn't really had too much that needs to change. Obviously, there's, the community has spoken and they want a lot of changes to happen, but there isn't anything like groundbreaking right now that's stopping players from playing. So these are very welcome changes. I'm glad that they're doing this, and man, it's just great to get some information out there. Now, when is this patch going to release? I don't know. They never gave us a date. My guess is it's probably going to be maybe the end of this week. They're going to release the patch notes. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure patch notes get released on like a Tuesday. I don't know why I think that off the top of my head, but we'll keep an eye out for them. I'll make another video, of course, going over the patch notes, and I'm sure there's going to be some more juicy information in there that they didn't release in this video specifically. But that is all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this, and I hope you guys are excited for the new patch coming very, very soon to Path of Exile 2. If you guys liked this video, if you want to see more content like this, please like, follow, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.